Dustin, you've been around the drift scenes. Every drivers compete in a lead and a chase lap. That's normally how a battle goes. Each driver has a 1 5-minute timeout per bracket.
Yep.
And then the judges meeting, they said 3 tires off,
is
right?
a 0. Yeah, so what we're looking at, guys, is the basics, right? So everybody's going to start in a lead or chase. It depends on the bracket who's first. That person is going to go ahead and take the lead. Then you're going to have them switch back over to a chase. Each driver does have a 5-minute timeout. They get one of those, and that's going to be for a, hey, they're supposed to be online, and they're not able to get there. Yeah. But speaking of which, we obviously got one of our cars already online, and then if a car somehow manages to get 3 tires off of the designated area, so that's past the white line, that is going to be a 0.
Yeah, and especially with this layout, there's another cool thing with this layout here. Eric Noguera, Eric the Fireball Noguera, where I deemed his nickname. The layout here, the lines aren't all painted, right?
Nope, so there's going to be actually flour that gets laid down. So Sebring has a lot of races that go on here, obviously. We're at turn 17, a very famous turn leading into the bridge. It's right before the finish line. This is where all the mayhem happens. And those drivers are going 100-something miles an hour into this corner. They can't have extra lines and get confused. So we're not allowed to paint any permanent lines down. So in certain areas, we have to use flour. Eric Noguera, funny enough, he atomized that flour, and he had a combustion in the rear out of his exhaust, and it made this large fireball. And Tiny got to knight him in the name of the Fireball Noguera. Yeah. So we love to see that. One thing I will jump back onto with rules, just because it is kind of important. 3 tires off is a 0, 2 tires off is a beyond huge deduction, and then a tire off is a deduction. The judges are going to be weighing all those deductions in. There are 3 judges that are up there, a style, line, and angle judge. So they are going to be watching them. Oh.
And it looks like it's a buy run. I think that's Jake Clark going through.
Didn't Jake Clark have somebody he was supposed to go against?
No.
Oh, no, he's on that side of the seating bracket, okay.
And we see him going through, going to outer zone 2, and this is where a lot of the catch-up comes in, and then they're going to dive into that touch and go right there. This is where the fatal funnel, I deemed it here, because if you're chasing, you need to give them room so they could transition and go dive back into that door, and that was a
great run. I was trying not to commentate on it. That was really good. Good, powerful entry. Came in, filled that first outer zone, found the touch and go, went ahead and on the outer line of this second outer zone and did a nice dive in. Now, personally, I think he went a little shallow coming through here. So we can actually watch this replay here, and I'll kind of describe what I'm talking about here. So right here, so here's where he's right on that line coming in through second zone, and this is where he shallows up. We're wanting to see the car about 2 to 3 feet deeper than that. It's going to allow them to have a better spot coming into this touch and go. That way it doesn't choke up that chase car driver. Now, luckily there was no chase here, but that's why it was called the fatal funnel by Tiny a couple of years ago, because what it does is it slows down that car. They can't rotate out of that fast enough, so they're not going to be in the way of the other driver, basically, that is hopefully online and powering through there, and they're wanting to keep as much proximity as possible. That's obviously one of the big judging points. You're trying to show control with these 2 cars. They're trying to show that they've mastered these chassis, and that is what those judges are doing. They're saying, do these drivers have full control, put the car exactly where we want, and are they doing it good, looking good? Yeah,
and one of the media guys gave me a little high five. I always love our media. The media, you're going to see them in a blue vest or in the neon vest in the middle of the track too, so they get a pass so they could take photos for these drivers. It helps out with their sponsorship packets, and yet again, I want to thank our sponsors, Red Light Synthetic Oil, Kenda Tires, Taxi Garage, Drift HQ. All of them have done so much for this series, especially this off season has been crazy.
It really has. It's been insane. So coming on up, we should have Alex and Alexi, correct?
Yes.
So Alex, I believe, is driving in the Z. I'm not 100% sure because the note's not there.
I believe he's actually in the S13 because he came up because he needed a part for his S13.
Oh, yeah. What was his rack or something like that?
I believe so. Yeah. But we're going to see them
Look
run.
At those palm trees. Sorry, ADHD kicking. Hey, we're in that little box right there, that red line tent.
Yeah. So
you actually get to see all the spotters on the bridge. Those are going to be the people that are helping the drivers say, hey, this is where you're putting the car, this is how the car performed, this is what we did, hey, we should change gear ratios, whatever. They're their eyes out there, and then the driver's giving all the raw data they can give to them. So they're making decisions as a team because this isn't a solo sport.
Yeah, so I was actually explaining it to someone earlier, but that I kind of think of that driver, he's that running back going through that line, and that quarterback is reading what's happening on the field.
Yeah.
So it's really cool sport. It's something unique. Actually, Christian Controne, the last year's champion, his spotter, he spots for Connor O'Sully in Formula Drift. He's spotting for Mitchell Rourke, and this guy, he's actually a professional sim driver for VDC, and his name is Dijon Reeves. He's a wizard when he looks at things. And last year he did a great job spotting. He said he wants to get a repeat this year.
Okay. Well, that's exciting. So who's he spotting for? Then Mitchell Rourke, you said?
Mitchell Rourke.
Very cool. And Mitchell's got a really cool program over there. So that's a lot of good people. Another good program that I've been seeing is Tom's program with the MDS sponsor, his company that he owns. So pretty cool. Well, we got our drivers on the line. They've already hit the burnout box. They are getting the green light to go. Titan, you want to announce this one real quick?
Yeah, and here comes Alex Puig in the lead, coming in with a nice initiation. Going to that first outer zone, a little bit too deep right there. Now he's going to go to that first touch and go, trying to get that nice angle, transitioning into that power alley to outer zone 2. Great fill, another power deep, and now we have Alexi trying to chase him down. Looks like a spin out. Oh, my goodness.
Just what I was talking about. You were going to want to go a little bit wider there. He tried to make the correction to go out wider to find that zone and ended up going off track. Chase car does exactly what the chase car is supposed to do. Chase the line that's put down in front of him and prevented an accident. That was also his moment to charge. You saw during the run here, there was a lot of space. He didn't have that proximity. He cut line coming out of this zone to try to get on top of him for this fatal funnel area, that second touch and go. And you see what happens. So here on the replay, I'll go ahead and walk you through it. So off the line, we've already got some space here, early initiation, and from both drivers, our chase driver wants to initiate a little bit later on that one to be closer. You can see goes outside and just doesn't put the foot down on the gas. That's why there's that proximity issue there. Quite a bit of space there, and Alexi right here going off, locking up that rear and rotating the car around. Right when that Z was just about to charge, the Z makes the notice, says let's spin the car instead of hitting somebody. Made the right call there and avoided the contact. Now they get to go back, switch places, and now the Z gets to lead.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got Alex Puig, and you were correct about the 3.
I thought so, man.
Why would he look for the S13 part, though?
Well, S13 parts could be used for any kind of chassis, realistically, Nissans and stuff like that. Depends on what they've created that car to be. So there's no homologation or any real crazy rules in drifting to where you have to use a certain steering rack or you need to do something in particular. So he may have some S13 part that he thinks is better, stronger than the newer 370Z parts or more readily available. And he made that decision to have that on his car. But here we go, now he's in the lead position, and he's gonna go off. A lot of power coming in. You see that part of the dipping down. Nice initiation, way more space from the chase driver here, but he is trying to reel him in. Look at that smoke show coming in, getting this, just missing that first outer zone. Touch and go, coming into this second outer zone, just getting his toes in the water, but on a good line to find that second touch and go. Coming around, the chase car is trying to reel him in, but not being successful. But oh no, putting off a tire there, and you see all that flour going up. The reason he went off there is he just came in a little too straight and threw angle a little late. So he didn't transition that power over, or you're powering over the car, but just did it a little bit later and made him go straight and didn't follow the line that's put out by the judges.
Yeah, we're gonna see the replay here, and you see Alex Puig coming in with a nice initiation going in there. Looks like a clutch kick, gets a nice angle and a little bit of a correction. So you can see them switching the front tires. A lot of smoke, and then going into that first touch and go, angles up, probably slowing down a little bit of momentum so he could go into outer zone 2, and then they.
A lot of throttle commitment from him, which is what you like to see. Did get a little bit spicier, unfortunately, at the end there, but much better than the run before him, so he should be able to walk away. Obviously, the judges are the ones that are going to determine that, but moving on.
Yeah, and we have the next battle going up here.
Do we announce a winner?
Well,
how is this happening?
I'm not too sure. I think they just drove off, trying to figure out what's going on the track as well. But we do have the other 2 drivers lining up. We'll let the judges deliberate here. They're talking amongst each other about the drivers, and right there, the yellow, the yellow Corvette is Jake Little, and then
Lewis Lands in the BMW. It's crazy how big that BMW looks in comparison.
No, actually, the bracket's a little bit off. I think we have skipped in on the battle.
Yeah, so we don't have Colette, unless Colette's in that.
No, that looks
Colette
like Louis Lance.
It looks like Louis Lance.
Yeah. So that's a Jonathan Andrews in the yellow Corvette. And then Louis Lance in the blue Zek style BMW. That's what he's competing in Formula Drift. And we're seeing.
Yeah, I need to sit down and talk with him and see what the decision was for that move. Oh, so we got the judges here. Let's see which direction they slide. We got Alex in the Stig costume over here. Oh, and all of them go for unanimously Alexi. So like I said in the Z, it was a pretty easy decision there for the judges. Throttle commitment was there, filled the zones, and made 2 complete runs that were in his control. His first run was obviously his chase and was cut short by the previous driver going offline and taking him off course. So makes it pretty easy for the judges. Not what the judges want to see or we want to see, but at least it's an easy choice.
Yeah, now he's moving through. We have the Jonathan Andrews, who's newer from the series. Louis Lance,
not newer to the series.
Well, from what?
No. Louis Lance isn't newer to the series.
Yeah.
I'm making a joke.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's newer to the series. I'm like, Louis Lance, not newer to the series.
So Louis Lance, the first.
Look how fancy this is. Look at these
right?
photos of them.
They take driver photos before they after the first drivers meeting to make sure that they got it for the production guys.
Ooh, I missed that, didn't I?
Maybe.
There's no headshots of Dustin. I guess I can't compete today.
Here we go. We got our track staff here. They're gonna set up the lights. You'll see the lights turn green, then extinguish. That's when they're ready to go. Louis Lance in the left of the screen. Here he comes with that BMW 6 style. Coming in, screaming, going into that first outer zone. Nice fill out in the first outer zone. And beautiful momentum, carrying it through to outer touch and go 1. Oh, a little bit flirting with that line. Now transitioning to outer zone 2. Great fill out for Louis Lance. And here comes the Corvette, trying to dive into the pocket, giving him some room so he could transition. He had to angle up a little bit too much so he could get back into the pocket and that final outer zone.
Wow, great driving by both drivers there. Obviously, the Corvette had a lot of work to do. He's going against somebody that has been on this course a ton of times, a lot of seat time, and really knows what they're doing, obviously, with a license. And that is his a comp car he's chasing, you know what I mean? Obviously, the Corvette is set up for competition as well. Nice rear mount radiator that we can see there. But what a great job trying to match line and angle. He does kind of straighten up just because he's trying to break that proximity. He's trying to get closer. You can see on the angle difference here. But then right when it comes in the second outer zone, you can see he's mimicking pretty well. He's getting that angle and he's doing a nice little dive to come in. And he just sat in the pocket a little too long. If he would have slowed down just a tiny bit more for that transition, but Louis Lance did extend his transition too. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. What do you got to predict what the driver in front of you is going to do. And he did actually a great job mispredicting, but still making the correction to where he could get on his door for the end. So did a great job there. Judges are definitely happy to see that.
And now we're going to have them switch sides here. Louis Lance is going to be in the chase. Louis El Gato Lance.
Yeah, and something I'll mention again later, but something that's always fun for newer people, the chase car driver is allowed to jump the line. So they do not need to wait for the lead car. Once the hands go down, the lights go out, he can go ahead and leave. And go forward. Now, what that does is if you're a slower car and you need that proximity, it gives you a chance, but it could also choke you up, where if you're already out there and that other driver goes a little bit slower and then they get to initiate, now you're coming from almost a dead stop to try to initiate. You just got to try to figure out. Louis Lance, you can see going a little bit slower, waiting to see what the previous driver does, and then boom, right in there on the transition. The Corvette didn't throw a lot of angle and then made a huge correction to throw more, not filling out that zone, but finding the touch and go, trying to find the second zone and barely just into it. Louis just playing it safe, trying to put it out, worried what's going to happen, slowing down, thinking he was about to rotate, but not giving up too much angle to where he couldn't have proximity. Louis, definitely a safe run from him. That was what he was doing there. In his ear, the spotter must have said, hey, just play it safe.
Yeah, and actually his spotter, I believe, is Henry Pavone. He's actually another Pro-Am driver, but he's out of competition because of an injury. But look at this.
So you see the first right there with that tire. He's trying to, man, from that angle, it almost looked like he straightened. Oh, we have a flag girl. She's going out there in flags. That's cool.
Yeah, you see a little e-brake pull on that Chevy Corvette going in to outer zone 2, or at the end of outer zone 2. But here we go. We got the flag girl with the flags up.
Probably gonna let it. I'd probably point at the winner if I were to guess here.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Here, the judges have come to a decision here.
Oh, this breeze is so nice. If you're not out here in Florida, guys, it is wonderful weather.
Looks like Louis Lance gets the win and moves on. Great job right there.
Yep, so judges are seeing the same thing I was, where Louis said, hey, he made too many mistakes. On mine, I had a great lead run. Let's give him space so that we don't get choked up and have a bad chase, and just make sure we get our points in our zones. And lead car driver just didn't fill the zones out like he was supposed to. It's unfortunate. I'm sure that we'll see a lot of great things from him here in the future, because honestly, he did a great job out there with his chasing Louis Lance. Cannot wait to see more of him driving this year.
And now we have the battle back here is Colette Davis versus Jake Little. And Colette Davis is in that pink BMW, the pink front. I actually congratulated her earlier today. I was like, congratulations on the engagement. I'm a big fan of her fiance. I've been following him way before I
had no idea she got engaged.
Yeah, she got engaged to JT.
JT?
JT. He is known for Black Rifle Coffee. Sorry.
Oh, that. Yeah. Okay, yeah. No, I've seen him doing some stuff together. But here, hit the replay.
Here comes Colette Davis coming in with a nice initiation. Goes that first outer zone. Beautiful fill out. A little bit too deep, possibly. But now going to outer touch and go one. Great job from Colette Davis.
Whoa.
A bumper tap, and she's still fighting through it. Get it, girl! And she's going to outer zone 2. Outer touch and go 2 is beautiful as well. Now she's transitioning to outer zone 3. Absolutely maniacal from Colette Davis.
Well, I want to say, what a great beginning of the chase for that Corvette, too. Absolutely running it there. Let's get on this replay. So we see a very large entry, and you said it goes a little too wide, but looks like she's just on that line, maybe a tire off, but she does make the correction with a big handbrake. And then coming over here, here's our contact, and you can see coming through, he's in the pocket, does a great transition, but Colette's doing a handbrake transition, and he was not expecting that, a slowdown from Colette. Colette doing what she needs to float that car into that space, knowing she has the power to power out of it. He just was needing to be on top of her, the nerves get in the way, and just didn't predict properly. I don't know how else to say it, but like a great job at getting on top of him. Oh, that's us right there. Hello. So we're in the burn box now, doing a little rotation, and now Colette's gonna have the chance to answer. And if I know anything about her, she is gonna not play it safe. She's gonna go in for the door.
She's very calm demeanor outside of the car, but then when you see her behind the wheel, she's very feisty.
Yeah,
I love that style from her. I like seeing her be aggressive, even when she was driving the Corvette.
Yeah, well, I mean, speaking of the Corvette, Jake Little, I'm excited to see how he does under that pressure. He makes a mistake, he has the contact, and he can think that it was his fault or Colette's. It doesn't really matter. It changes your demeanor in the car. It wasn't as smooth of his run as you wanted. He had proximity, so is he going to say, okay, we need to fly on this one, throw a big gainer entry, try to get some style points in, fill that zone? Let's go ahead and see. So Jake Little in the lead, Colette Davis in the chase. She's putting a little feint in here, coming over, and she is on top of him, charging like I said she would. Jake trying to fill that zone out, doing a good job from what I can see, finding that first outer zone, or check and go. Second outer zone, Colette straight proximity out, trying to get some angle. And oh my gosh, I think she's just too gripped up on that inside line. And he is just absolutely flying through this lead, but she is not giving him an inch, trying to just be as close as possible. But man, that car is a rocket ship.
Yeah, especially if she's dialed in that car for pro spec. Maybe she's, like you said, not expecting, or is probably so gripped up for those caliber cars that is a little bit slower. But you look at this replay here, nice angle going through that zone.
Just look at that speed that she creates at angle.
It's insane.
Right there, just she is flying up and immediately comes in, gives up the space here because she just wasn't happy with her line, goes into almost a straight and just cuts angle out to go ahead and get back into proximity, which I don't even think she needed to do. She could have just stayed in the pocket.
All right, I think the judge's decision has been done. We're waiting for our flag girl. Not
Flauda girl?
Flauda girl.
Well, you said that. Flag girl?
I almost said flower, but
oh.
And it looks like
and Colette gets second place on that one.
Yeah, she gets knocked
Tyler's
out.
going to get the win there, and I'm pretty sure it's going to come down to her decision to take out that angle over here, I mean, it was a big correction, and then just a little too gripped up, unfortunately. It looked like she was fighting the car a little bit.
Next battle we see here, it looks like Willie Espinoza versus Duarte Vienna Dueli.
Wow, two Orlando boys through and through. I mean, they're obviously not from Orlando, but living over there now. Both of them with big, you know, backings here. Let's see. Oh my gosh, Duarte going in for it, and Willie having to shut down and just lock up. And Duarte says, I'm still going to make my run. It looks like they just switched places. Maybe Willie will get some proximity here and try to chase him down. Duarte going off track a little bit. Not too bad. Finding the rev limiter and absolutely sounding great with that BMW. Doing a great job slowing the car down to come around, but still stay at angle. Throwing a ton of angle, but scrubbing tons of speed at the same time, going through with that nice little anti-lag rev limiter sound. Tons of fun. So Willie, huge mistake here, costing him his run right now.
Yeah, that's going to be deemed a 0, unfortunately. Willie Espinoza coming in. I wonder what happened. He comes in for that initiation, then it gets a nice clutch kick, and
There's
it looks
no
like
context.
it looks like he left foot braking gripped up and straightened out.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know if he just hasn't had enough time with this car yet, because it is a brand new system. But Duarte finding that line and sticking to it said, hey, I'm going to take this free practice and run with it.
Now they're going back to the line here.
Just making sure Willie wasn't hanging out and concerned. So he's got to clear his mind right now, and that's a very difficult task after such a big mistake. He's going to have to just see that mental fortitude just to be able to dive right back into it and absolutely catapult his car, Duarte's car, and try to force a mistake.
And we have Willie in the chase now. If you notice, there is a chicane for the lead driver. It is not a drag race to the front, the first outer zone. It gives time for that chase driver to reel in the proximity of the run-up. But Duarte is going to be in the lead in that green Drift HQ BMW.
Yeah, no, one of the cooler cars out here for sure. And somebody's calling their 5?
Believe it might be Willie.
Yeah, the new car livery looks phenomenal on Duarte, though. Oh, he's going straight to the line, or is he going back to the pits?
His pit's right there,
Okay.
right off track.
Willie with the refreshed car, looking good. Was excited to see this. I mean, it's a hard battle because I know both of them, and I'd really like to see both of them move on. But you know, that's the thing with competition drifting. There's only one winner.
Yeah, and Willie, he's such a resilient person in general, not just a driver. Willie is an awesome individual to talk. He owns King's Performance, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so he sponsors local events as well, especially you go to OSW, you see the drag strip, you see his logo there.
Yeah.
He has a new shop up in the land area.
Yeah, he moved over there last year. Yep.
And I still had to go. I told him I owe him a coffee, and he's like, I need my cafecito just right. So I wanted to check out his shop. You see Duarte's pit right there. And Willie might be checking out his car, seeing what's going on, especially if there's a 5-minute for him.
Yeah, and with that being our last battle of this corrected, or no, we have some more, don't we?
We still have
Brian
Savio.
Kaufman and Savio, Brian. Oh, wow. Savio going against Brian. I didn't even see that yet. Holy cow, those are two powerhouses.
It looks like they're in the bob.
So that is going to be Gabe, right? Yep. Wait, Ryan Kaufman is in somebody else's car is what I'm hearing? So I see Gabe out there.
He has.
So he's in Bill the Stinger's car.
I told you, Brian Kaufman is a mad scientist.
Where did his car go?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, we'll find out later and tell you guys.
Yeah.
But he can do that if he wants to. He didn't start the competition in a car, so if you start competition in a car, you have to complete competition in that car, okay?
Oh,
so,
no.
yeah, just hearing over the radio, the fuel pump went out in his own car and said, hey, Stinger, let me borrow your BMW machine over there. Got to talk to him as well over at Mayhem in South Florida Fairgrounds. That was a really cool time and event. Man's coming out of retirement, basically, to come beat up on us. And I love to see it.
Bill the Godfather Stinger. He's a great dude. I love talking to him, chatting with him up. Always making it a family event. But right now, you're going to have a different
Gabe's
pilot.
going to be a monster, though. He's been figuring that car out really well. So Ryan, oh no. Ryan in the lead position, not leading. Did we have a light fault?
No clue. As you see.
Are you getting Lightning McQueen vibes? Because
Yeah.
I'm getting Lightning McQueen vibes.
I was going to say he's definitely Lightning McQueen vibes going through each zone and then going to outer zone 3. Wonder what happened with Ryan Kaufman there, that he had to shut it down off the line. Was it a reset? Well,
Was it a reset or was he appearing for points?
That's a curious question.
I'm just trying to think, because the car seemed fine. That was a bowing out kind of thing.
Yeah.
So was he trying to cross the line to get points or to?
Well, we'll see when they come back here.
Oh, the car is in the burnout box. He may believe that there was a jump or a light issue.
Possibly. As we have Gabe going through the pits right now. Looks like he is going back to his pit. Might have been a reset. We're gonna see what's going on with the track staff.
I feel like dancing. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Oh, where's my water? It's probably in the hot car.
Oh, no.
With my protein bar that's probably melted together at this
That's
point.
the worst.
Yeah, I'll
You
eat
have
it.
to eat it like soup.
It's fine. Gotta get those gains, bro.
Kind of remind me of certain MREs. Oh, okay.
Yep, so we're waiting on him to find his way back over there. I don't know where he's going. Palm trees.
Well, over here at Sebring, we do it. Drifting is a judge sport, and on top of the trailer, the US Drift Circuit trailer, you're gonna see the judges there, and we have Brad, Dan Burkett, Formula Drift driver there. We also have Piner and Harry.
So the three judges up there are going to be looking for individually different things, but together they're all looking basically for the best run. So you're going to have three criteria that the judges are going to be looking at. You're going to be looking at angle, proximity, and style. I think we're going to have a thing. Here we go. Oh, there it is. Three judges making decisions after 2 races to determine if a lap are conclusive. Split decisions required to repeat battle. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, there's three judges.
Me reading it like I've never read this before.
So 3 judges make a decision after 2 laps. The judges will determine if the laps are complete, basically. If there's a 0 or if there's no 0. And then split decisions, so OMTs, with a lot of people like to call them.
One more time, baby.
They running it back. So these guys have been around the drift game for a long time. Awesome drivers. I actually got to see Dan compete in Orlando for Formula Drift.
Yep.
This dude
Top 16.
He was doing it with a hurt hand too.
Oh, it's broken.
He's a go-getter, man. I appreciate him taking time out, and he's awesome. So he's an awesome driver as well. If you ever get to check him out from the drift, to let him know that he's a fantastic driver, and I think you've seen him on this broadcast.
For sure. Absolutely, yeah. USDC cultivating a lot of great talent out here, and they love to support back. And actually, here is our standings right now. So we've got a ton of people out here. We were actually talking about this earlier, but I guess we weren't live. Some people that I'm really excited about. We've got John Temple, Pedro coming over here with the new build, the 370 ZLS car. Ryan Kaufman borrowing a car that we're looking at right now. Willie Espinoza, which you just saw competing, Lewis Lands just competing, and a lot more. Brian coming on out. I mean, you name it, we got him out here. Tom Hermanon, absolute killer, running all last season, all over the place, collecting trophies like he was Kyle Busch, and just love to see all these names here. So many people that we know, so many new faces, and we cannot wait to see them all compete.
Yeah, and speaking of all that, Ryan Sturman, another driver here. He's competing in a lot of competitions here in Florida. He used to drive an E30 when I first saw him.
I actually spotted for him in clutch kickers,
Dude,
so I was crew and spot.
He's a great dude too. Like he'll prank me every time he sees me in FD. He'll try to squirt water on me. So we're gonna check out a quick video for Art of Drifting, and I hope you guys enjoy this quick video while we take a quick short moment and get these cars back on track. Getting that audio adjusted here. I know you guys weren't able to hear that, but while we're getting the track set up right now, you have that Drift HQ, that Drift HQ tent right there. That is the lead line, the lead driver, and then the US Drift Circuit tent right there underneath is the judges. And these guys are out here baking in the sun a little bit, but they're well hydrated. They have some lemonade that looks like from the food truck. A lot of people have been liking the nachos and stuff like that from them. And we also have a bunch of other people out here that are enjoying the beautiful view of the track. Got some umbrellas on the stands. We have a couple other people as well hanging out there. And we also have FLYDAY Drones doing the drone footage here. As we got the line getting set up, I see some cars lining up for the bracket. This whole competition has been exciting, and now we have our drivers here. You have Ryan Kaufman, he's going to be in the chase, and Gabe is going to be in the lead. We're switching sides here. Gabe Bovera, the Bowman, over here with that red car going in, and he looks like he's getting right to the line. Here comes Ryan Kaufman. He is real locked in. He's a really fun driver to watch. And here we go. Ryan Kaufman with the Taxi Garage boys. He's going to be chasing down our red Lightning McQueen livery style. Oh, it looks like Ryan Kaufman shut down again. He's not drifting through the track. As we have the absolutely loud Gabe going through outer zone 2 to outer touch and go 2. Transitioning to outer zone 3. Great job filling that out. Unsure of what happened with Ryan Kaufman as he is driving through.
Sorry, I had to jump off mic there. I decided to hit my head really hard on this canopy.
As we getting our drivers back lined up, I do also see Salvio Silva in the bob.
No, we're not doing this
Yes,
this
we
year.
are.
No, we're not. I disagree. It's the burnout box.
And
You don't need
here
to
we go.
abbreviate it.
Bob.
So it's a big question of who's going to get this one here, right? I don't know what happened with the car. I feel bad. I wish I knew.
Yeah, I'm unsure what's going on here. As we have Layla, our flag girl, almost said flower girl again, out here, getting ready to flag down our driver. And Gabe gets the win and moves on. And now we have Salvio versus Brian.
All right, so on the replay, great job over here, filling out that zone, tons of smoke, and unfortunately Ryan is not in the picture. I'm not sure exactly what was going on with the car, but hopefully everything's okay so that Mr. Stinger can use it later today.
All right. Smoke Daddy in that green S chassis. You got Brian in the BMW that looks, it kind of looks purple on the screen, right? Am I wrong?
Whoa, was that a Fighting Irishman right there?
Here we go. We're waiting for the lights. Brian is going to be leading Salvio, Smoke Daddy Silva. A little bit of a jump going through. Nerves, and it happens. It's 3 strikes you're out scenario for a drift competition. So if they jump once, jump twice, jumps 3 times, that's deemed a 0 for their lap. Here comes the lights, and they're extinguished. Salvio is going to be hunting down Brian. Brian struggles to get out the line. A little bit of a backfire going in. Huge initiation. Goes that first out of zone, and it looks like he over-rotated and spun out.
Is that his car?
Not. I saw him tech it today. So it looks like that's going to be deemed a 0, especially if he spins out right off the rip. And then we're going to have them switch sides. Here, Salvio's going to be leading Brian. And then after this battle here, you're going to see the second half of the battle of Willie and Duarte.
After that 5-minute call, they go ahead and take the 5 minutes. It's actually looked after by one of the staff members on a clock. And once that's the time, it's the time. They're allowed to go ahead and lift the car and do everything safe to put on jack stands, but they can't touch the car to work on it. And in that 5 minutes, they need to fix everything that's wrong, and then they come on back.
If you ever haven't been to a drift event and you do go to one, you got to check out one of those 5-minute calls.
Oh, it's pure like
insane
chaos slash like
controlled
ballet.
chaos.
Yeah, it's pretty talented. They're really good.
At Orlando, we had Ryan Turek. It's his last season. Love Ryan Turek as a driver. He's actually one of the first people I actually did a media interview for drifting back in 2009. But he got knocked out of competition because he wasn't able to complete the repair in under 5 minutes. It's unfortunate for him, but man, it doesn't deem him a worse driver, I guess. It's just sometimes you hit the car so hard that you can't get everything fixed. There's I saw a video on Reel. Okay, you're gonna say I'm on the internet too much. I get it.
I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, so
I'm on Instagram.
There's a reel of actually a competition where 2 cars collided, and then 3 or 4 teams helped get that car back up and fight, and they actually won the battle after that, and it was insane to see. That's something you don't see in all motorsports.
No, for sure not. You definitely want a good competitor. There's times where I've been against somebody and they say what they're going to do, and you're like, man, please don't do that because it could cause an issue, or like, I really want to run against you. That kind of makes it to where it's not going to happen, or it is going to happen. Unfortunately, one of my competitors turned off his motor to do an oil change when it was running. It was clacking. They wanted to put thicker oil in, and I was like, don't do that, and then it didn't turn back on.
No.
Okay, so looking like we have a 5-minute call coming in from Savio as well. So that means Willie Espinoza
and Duarte are going
to be going. Yeah. So Savio not happy with his car either. And a rotation, so interesting. I really hope that he doesn't have to battle car issues all day.
He was having some struggles during practice. I saw him get towed out.
Oh no, I didn't get to watch practice, unfortunately. I got held up in traffic coming out here. All the 2.5 hours of driving I think you had today too, or was yours longer?
I think it was about 3.5 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sebring is beautiful, but kind of in the middle of nowhere.
It's awesome. But here we go. We got Duarte in the lead. Willie Espinosa in the chase. Come on, Willie. Let's get it to this door. As Duarte is going into that first outer zone. Nice fill out with smoke. Is billowing out of the rear tire. Going to outer touch and go 1. Beautiful fill out. Transitioning in that power alley. Outer zone 2. He is flirting with the outside line on outer zone 2. Go to outer touch and go 2. And Willie spins out on a dive going into this fatal funnel. But Duarte, Vienna, going absolutely bonkers.
Really putting out the smoke screen, really throwing a good round together. I can't wait to look at this replay and kind of touch on a couple points that I saw where he just showed control. Willie definitely trying to get in that pocket here. Nice transition, big entry, lighten up, a little off track unfortunately, which the judges are going to say it was about a tire, it looks like. Coming through, Willie trying to find it here. I don't know if he gets lost in the smoke. I don't think so. I think he's in front of it. But he does a really big dive from our angle. We can see it a lot better. But, I mean, great job, Duarte.
And we have the flagger out there waiting to wave down. And it looks like they pointed to Duarte.
Did they?
Did they? Oh, there it is. Duarte, Vienna gets the win. Willie Espinosa gets knocked out. I'm interested on seeing what was going on with the car that forced him to have a struggle here in the seating bracket.
Do you think I can go down there one of the times to be a flag girl?
You look gorgeous.
I think it'd be funny.
You gotta make sure the luscious locks.
Just imagine me saying that, being like, and then it's just a shot of me out there, flag girl, and it like, whee, leg up.
Here we go. We have that 5-minute call. It looks like Savio's still on track. And you're trying to get towed off.
Yeah. I'm gonna go see if I can check something.
Yep. Here comes Alan J towing, and Dustin almost got another concussion on the tent as he is walking off. And they're staring at it. The safety team is looking, seeing what's going on. There you go. They got the tow straps. This is the beautiful scenic view of Sebring. Historic track. And this was a former military base, retired military base and airfield during World War II.
Yeah, no, it's actually in the center of the state, and they would have the bombers come through here. This concrete is actually, from what I remember, like 8 feet deep or something crazy. Yeah. Like, the cubic feet of concrete that this is, it is so large you can see it from space. It reflects when the sun hits it. Yeah. You know, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's for the veterans that are out there. We do have Veterans Trust, one of our sponsors as well here. The veterans out here, if you've ever been in a tarmac or airfield, you know how hot it could get.
It gets you both directions.
Oh, it's brutal. Especially sometimes.
Oh no, getting towed off field.
Yeah, especially sometimes, like I remember getting off a Chinook and just getting blasted by heat. Sometimes when I'm out here on the track and it's really hot, I just get flashbacks of that. It gets really hot.
I could imagine like getting heat stroke and then flying, thinking you're back off of a Chinook. Just like, oh my God, I need to fall in. Crap. This is not the right uniform. Oh no.
Yeah.
I can't wear cowboy boots.
But here we go. We got this layout here. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is actually
the nice little aerial view. It shows how small of a space we take up on such a large space.
Yeah.
This was one of the landing areas from what I remember. And then there's these giant hooks in the ground in certain spots where they would tie down them, and the bombers would stay outside during the hurricanes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's actually an active airfield still on the backside.
Yeah, when we do the backside of the track for the event, we actually see some planes take off, and we have a bunch of people out here. You see all the pits.
Look at all those! Look at all those trailers, man! Look at all the money that gets poured into this sport by its competitors.
Yeah, and these guys put so much time and effort into these. I absolutely love each and every one of them because of the amount of resilience and the energy they had to put in. Some of these guys are working completely full-time jobs and then going home and then working on their car and getting that situated.
Well, and those are just that's the standard. Yeah. There are people that are running full companies while working full jobs, while doing this on the side. They're their fabricator, they're their spotter, they're their everything, you know, and then their friends come on the weekends to help or, you know, come through for a case of beer or something. But like, it's crazy how much work energy goes into doing this sport, and honestly, I don't think the drivers ever get enough credit.
Yeah, and also the media people that go along with them. Drift HQ has a big media team, but a lot of these drivers, last year's champion, Christian Catrone, he has his own media company, but he had a whole production throughout his season, and it was an absolutely beautiful kind of cinematic masterpiece on YouTube. It was great to watch, seeing the time and effort for these guys. Louis Lance also did that as well when he won his championship, and these guys, they get a lot of credit when they're on the track, and they deserve even more credit off the track.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of, this is for the love of the game. No one out here is getting rich. Everybody's actually losing all their money.
Well, we have this.
The whole field's lined up over here.
Yeah, that's the lined up field during tech inspections, and before the competition start, we have crews that tech the cars out. What would they normally do during those techs?
So they're going to be going through a checklist of things, starting as simple as making sure that all the lug nuts are there, no cracked windshield, getting as complicated as fully welded in roll cages, and doing a full tech inspection, making sure that everything's FIA approved, date codes are accurate. They don't require a fire suppression system in this particular series, but they would go through all the things that are mandated by the rule book. That's something you got to study, especially building a car or modifying a car into which it can go into a competitive sense, because a lot of these cars, there's two kind of paths. Either you started drifting it and you've just been slowly modifying it, and then you got to make sure it hits your rule book, or you're building it to the letter of the rule book and you're building a full-on comp car, you know? So there's a lot that's going on, but they want to make sure there's no leaks, no problems, no battery terminals exposed. That's apparently the #1 issue. That could apparently make the whole place blow up. I'm talking from, that's more of an inside joke between everybody that, you know, has to get their car teched, because heaven forbid there'd be a negative terminal that's exposed.
Yeah, that would be terrible. And
it would probably burn the whole place down.
Which camera? That one there.
We're on a camera?
Yeah, we were.
Oh.
Yeah, I was pointing at him.
I don't think you're supposed to point at the camera. I'm pretty sure you don't point
Deadpool
at the camera.
Deadpool does it.
Again, the chronically online thing. You're not beating the allocations.
Oh man, and that's turn 17. They call this track. Well, they have a lot of warnings. Mind the bumps. Like we were saying, it's an airfield, so it's gonna be it's absolutely awesome. And getting situated with going through this track. Not only we're going sideways, and hey, I'm pointing at the camera now.
Act like
yeah.
Act like you've been here before, okay?
Oh wait.
Act like you've been here on camera before.
Is it?
No, it's that camera over there.
Camera? Okay.
Yep. Oh my gosh, he's just like this. What am I supposed to be doing right now?
Hi
it's
guys.
Okay, you're here. Hi mom. I made it, guys.
Yeah, I made it.
Well, we're out here obviously hanging out with everybody. The two of us have known each other for a couple of years, been announcing for even longer than that. So it's kind of cool that you get to see us a little bit. But obviously what we were talking about was the drivers and what they're putting into these cars to make sure it happens. What I'm putting in is a lot of head trauma. I've hit this with my head 7 times so far. And we should put a counter on the screen, and I'll let you guys know every time it happens.
I can't relate.
Yeah, that's the reason I'm crazy. I got people saying I'm crazy off camera. It's because I've only hit my head 8 times today, 7 times. I can't count.
Never knew you could get a TBI from a tent.
And then you saw Dustin. Honestly, they're probably going to make me a special helmet.
that looks like Jake Clark and Alexi gonna battle it out.
Jake Clark and Alexi, man. Super excited to see this one.
Is it Alexi or is that Alex?
Alexi?
Alexi, no, that's Alex.
Castra something something. I can't pronounce the last name. I could try to butcher it real quick. Castris guy. Maybe that's him.
We'll see here.
He didn't respond, so I think I might have said the name wrong.
Kostrisky? Kostrisky.
Kostrisky?
Yeah.
Привет.
Exactly.
Hello.
Here we go. Jake Clark coming in with a nice initiation. We saw him do his buy run earlier. Beautiful angle going through outer zone 1. A little bit of a correction going to the outer touch zone 1, but then going into outer zone 2. Nice transition. Floating all the way through. Getting out of the zone a little bit shallow at the end of the zone, actually.
Oh, no.
Now, there's a huge correction from the Z and the chase as we're going to the final outer zone. Great fill out.
So I'm wondering if the car is having a fuel cut or if he just doesn't have that corner figured out yet. But it looked like there was a stutter there. He wasn't really close to him, but it's obviously what happened in his lead run. You know, so
here we go.
Let's see this replay real quick. So little correction like you were saying, but a bigger correction from the chase. You can see that hand rotation over, just trying to repilot the car coming through this second outer zone, going into the fatal funnel, trying to find this touch and go, and you see he just cuts a lot of line and stalls out the car trying to do it. I think he just kind of didn't put the car where it needed to be.
Yeah, and what you were mentioning about the movement of the hand, that's something I actually I talked to Dan about probably a year or so ago, and he was explaining the hand movements. I asked him, like, isn't it all right to do hand movements? And he's like, there's a difference between doing a little movement and sawing at the wheel. So
panic hands.
Yeah, so here we go. We got them switching sides. Lexi in the lead. Jake Clark in the chase.
Let's go and see what they do here. Jake trying to get that little bit tighter initiation and not throwing a whole lot of angle so he can get that proximity. And oh man, the 370Z having a hard time holding his ankle here.
I think it went.
I just don't know what's happening here. Maybe a fuel cut issue. Oh, Jake said I don't want that indicator there. He can get that cone out. Almost looping it again. I wonder the amount of seat time he's got in this car. I don't know if it's new to him or what's going on exactly. I'll have to find out the story, but looking like he's having a hard time piloting that car.
And I'm also thinking, like, if you're looping it that much too, you might have a little too much grip in the front that makes it loop out that much?
I mean, it depends on how you like to drive your car. It does really come down to preference. I think he's just, there's a lot of things that can happen.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're gonna.
I don't want to keep guessing here, because I'm not in the car and I don't know what's going on. But yeah, no, grip is definitely something that could be affecting it. If it's too loose in the rear end, it can rotate around on you, and he might not be used to the power. He's lighting the tires off a lot, which means they just go to almost zero grip. So there's a lot of things that happen. And with the amount of smoke that car is putting out with the power it looks like it has, I mean, he's going to be going through those tires quick too. So towards the end of a run, he may be out of tire.
And it looks like Jake Little and Louis Lantz are going to be battling it out here. Yet again, this is seeding bracket. These are guys who are competing to get better position in the main show. And you have Louis Lantz coming out here with his X-Style BMW that he competes here. Definitely want to thank their sponsors here today. Redline Synthetic Oil, the tires, Auto Sports Engineering, Drift HQ, Link ECU being an absolute awesome sponsor for the series.
Question, so you just said that this is just a seating bracket. Is there a full 32 bracket, or what? Okay, so we have a full 32. Is anybody getting knocked out where they weren't making it in the 32?
There will be 4 people knocked out from my understanding.
That's what I was just making sure. So it isn't just a seating bracket, this is also an elimination bracket.
Yes.
So this is qualifying basically to get it.
Yep,
Okay. Just making sure I understood, because you said that, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute, hold on. I thought we were eliminating people.
Yeah, so basically...
Oh, everything goes over to Jake Clark to get the win. So all 3 judges unanimously believe Jake Clark got it, which, understandable. Alexi's definitely fighting some issues there with the car, and can't wait because that thing looks like a unit. And I'm not saying that biasly because I just built a 370. I'm saying that because that car could do some damage. I'm excited.
And it looks like Jake Little is going to be calling his 5-minute here.
Why is my phone ringing? Oh, it's Jake Little. I don't have 5 minutes to talk to you. That was a funny joke. I don't care what you say.
I'm supposed to do the dad jokes.
No. Oh, yeah, you are a dad.
Yeah.
I just get called daddy.
Oof. Well.
On that bombshell. No, I'm just, oh, we're on camera, too. Great.
Yeah.
We got some trophy footage. Oh man, that is looking good. Champagne. I always end up with a champagne shower at the end of the day. I get to hang out with the winners. I get to announce who wins the round, so that's always a ton of fun. Nothing but the finest here. USDC giving them that nice, crisp, brute champagne, and they definitely don't use it as a projectile. Whoa! Oh wow! Look at this shot, guys.
Colette Davis coming in.
God, she's hunting for it, man.
Yeah. Well, she did a podium here. Was it last year or the year before? At this layout, she's definitely a top-notch driver here. And now we have the bridge here, where if you ever play like Forza or any kind of sim, you'll remember this bridge every time you go to turn 17 on Sebring. And a lot of these drivers too, the ProAm guys, they jump on the sim first and then go into actually in the C car, or they actually do the opposite. They'll be in the seat time car and then switch over to the sim. So it's really cool. The sim has been doing a lot of good things.
Yeah, no, super excited for, I know, SimHQ and a lot more resources coming out. It's not just for the ultra nerdy or ultra wealthy to have those crazy setups. You don't need to be Max Verstappen dropping $80,000 on your sim. You can start it with very modest budget. I very much enjoy my sim setup. I actually used it before my rounds of clutch kickers to go ahead and get some hours in, and it's really helpful. And I just like that there's a big resource now with SimHQ and all these other people coming through. So it's exciting stuff.
What's even cooler is the ACS community.
I don't know what ACS is.
So
you want to explain that first, layman's?
So ACS Drift community, that's actually the biggest servers, or the most servers on Assetto Corsa, which is where people use the sim. They mapped out this layout, and a lot of drivers use it. But also, they mapped out the last round of Formula Drift. Nice. They helped out Geronimo Designs, helped lay that out. They were in works with Formula Drift. That was a cool partnership. And SimHQ also partners with ACS Drift. So if you are in Assetto Corsa, check them out. Jump on the lobby.
I've probably been on their lobby and didn't even know.
Yeah, most likely. It's a lot of guys hang out in their Discord as well. I use it as you use it as seat time. I use it as practice for commentating. So I'll have people jump on the Sebring layout. I'll run through some lines.
So what you're saying is the two of us need to have a power hour, and just I get seat time, you commentate, and I commentate while seat timing, and we make Instagram
That's
money.
hard.
I can do it. I believe in myself.
I want to record that and put it on the
I believe I can do that.
Let's do it.
I can do it. Yeah. Let me put the sim back up. I might need your help setting it back up. My buddy Spoon really helped me out setting it up the first time. I'm pretty tech savvy. I built the computer, but the second it gets to like hardware, I'm like, I mean not hardware, but the software stuff. I'm like, what am I supposed to click?
Yeah.
Why does this say download this? It's flashing. That's a yes, right? Download that.
Never delete System 32.
I don't know what that is.
If you see it, don't delete it.
Okay. System 32. I will try to. I won't remember that.
You won't remember that.
I won't remember that.
If your computer goes black screen and you're like, Tiny, what's going on? You probably deleted System 32. So
well,
we have this. Sebring is so scenic and gorgeous. That sunset is amazing.
Sunset.
Well, on the screen you see here, it's still pretty bright out. You we have a couple
It's
hours
the middle of the
daylight.
day,
Yeah.
so that makes sense.
But
I'm not a weatherman, but it does be sunny middle of the day in Florida.
yeah.
In afternoons, it gets cloudy and rainy.
You know, that's something I still haven't gotten used to since I moved here.
How long have you been here?
3 years.
Oof.
Yeah, it's like I've been to Florida going to Disney because you know you have
Synonymous.
Disney, you have so many things here in Florida as a tourist state. If you're from Florida and you're watching the stream, come visit. It's definitely a cool state to check out attractions, ballparks. Like I've been to the Tampa
Are you
Bay
working
Race.
for the tourist
You know
industry
what?
now?
You had the
Did
tourist
you get a
scenes.
check?
Nope, I didn't. But hey,
Man.
it kind of
State of Florida. Who's in charge of it right now?
You know what?
DeSantis?
No.
Rick Scott? Is he still a thing? I don't know who's in charge of this state right now.
But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff to do. Speaking of the off season, we're in West Palm Beach for Fuel Fest, in Tampa for Fuel Fest, as well as we did May Day Mayhem 2 weeks back before Formula Drift, and that was such a riot. It was fun. There was 100 drivers, dude.
Yeah. It was also 100 degrees all day.
Yeah, me and DJ Kid Carter were cooking.
So I was cooking on the taxi garage crazy carts. I actually got to compete, got top 16. No big deal. I got a big award. But yeah, the taxi garage carts are tons of fun. They had their first Formula Crazy Kart out there. So a lot of the guys brought their carts out. It was really cool seeing everybody's personal style put on them, and they had a great time.
Looks like that's Brian pulling up to the line. Did Savio make it to the line? I don't think he did, from what I'm seeing on this camera angle. Unfortunately, unless we magically see that green Drift HQ green S chassis come up. Brian doing his thing. It kind of reminds me of that paint scheme, like from the front just itself, like Rome CP's old livery, if you look at it right. He's got one headlight. Some people are probably questioning, why does he have one headlight? Well, you only need one, right, to compete?
You need a light, yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I was doing important things over here. I was taking a selfie. All right.
The camera caught it too.
Good. Good. I was doing this for the gram. Shoot. Point and shoot, baby.
Point and shoot. Well, we have this seating bracket going on. Well, let's talk about some of the drivers that are in the main show. We got Zach Chin.
Yep.
He's
coming in from last year, a huge improvement, full commitment, drive, young content creator right there. Doing a really good job. Can't wait to see his driving ability continue to improve.
Yep.
I'd love to have the opportunity to drive against him too.
He I deemed his nickname Iron Fist because round 3 last year.
Can we change your title to the nickname giver? You just make up nicknames for everybody. Yeah,
you know what? It's
Tiny Nicknamer.
It gets the people going, Dustin.
It does?
It gets it going.
It gets them.
But
no, it doesn't. Dude, I love that song.
Yes, it's
such
an
a
amazing
great little
song.
line set up there.
But
what was the song, Tiny?
I know this song, and you just put me on the spot, and now I have a brain fart.
No, you don't remember?
I know what it means.
You know what it means? It's provocative.
Yeah.
Gets people going. I like that both of us in sequence said that. So anyways, back to the drivers. Tom Erminaud out there. Got a chance to interview both those two drivers, actually. Both of them had nothing but nice things to say about each other. Definitely excited to see them hopefully go against each other to see the rivalry / camaraderie situation there.
Also, I will want to mention Eric the Fireball Noguera. He literally had his crew bring the car here. He just landed from Brazil and drove here.
Good.
Or got a pickup, and that's how dedicated these guys are. They're insane, and Eric is a talented driver.
What a flex.
Yeah, I just came from vacation in Brazil. I'm here to
I
drive.
don't think he was on vacation. I thought he was working.
No, he was. I believe it was a birthday party. So
Oh, what? Happy birthday to him.
Yeah, to your.
I'm sure we got tons of birthdays in the house.
Man, he's one of the guys too. A lot of the drivers, when you get to know them, and you talk to them, a lot of them are very family oriented and they're focused on that. But on top of that, they're so dedicated to the sport that they're trying to figure out ways to leverage time so they could get their cars built.
Leveraging time is the hardest skill. Once you become an adult, you stop being able to just have kid time, kid money, you know, low responsibilities. You start having families, businesses, you know, and people that depend on you. You don't just get to go randomly disappear to go race cars, and put all your money into it.
Race car. Rawr.
Roxy is not here.
Wait.
That's the T-Rex Porsche, for everybody that doesn't know.
It looks like we're waiting on someone to come up to the line here.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Yes. Who's that over there?
Who's that girl?
That's a good song.
Jess. I don't even watch that show. I don't know why that was in my head.
See?
That's not online, and that's also old.
Okay. I know it.
You just referenced John Pork or something. I don't even know what that is. And then a peanut dude? I don't know what any of these things.
The burnt peanut?
I don't know what that is
you live under a rock.
How do I live under a rock?
Oh my god. He is hilarious.
Huh.
And yes,
here we go.
Here we go. As Brian's coming in here, the nice flick into that first outer zone, lighting off those tires. He's going all the way through outer zone 1. Savio couldn't make it to the line. Yeah, Brian trying to fill out each zones, feeling out the track. Brian doing a good job going through that fatal funnel, missing outer zone 3, being a shallow line, but that's going to send him on his way to the.
Did you see the roof on that car? That looks pretty as heck.
Yeah, it does.
That was pretty cool. And I guess that's his car. I thought it was blue and yellow and stuff. I didn't know it was pink and blue now. I don't know when that happened. It's a good looking pink though.
Oh yeah. Nice flare to it.
Big style guy myself. I do like the style when I can have it.
You know, Tyler Hess, last year I believe, when he explained his livery as the old school Taco Bell cup.
The Jazz Cup.
I was like, you know
I actually built a car back in 2013 that was like the vibe.
Oh, that's awesome.
Taco Bell Jazz Cup. Did like the teal and purple.
Looks like that's Luis El Gato Lanz pulling up to the line. I don't think Jake Little was able to get there. No, there he is.
I was about to say, what are you talking about?
It's
like the meme where you're he's right there. He's right behind me, isn't
he?
Peeking.
Just peeking his head.
It's just a photo of his car directly behind you.
There we go. Louis Lantz in the lead. Jake Little in the chase.
Jake Little and Tiny have a secret pact. It's a small one, but it's a secret pact.
Secret pact.
It's a small one. It's a small secret pact.
We're both explosive like C4.
No, it was because you were little and tiny.
Oh, no, I was talking about his sponsorship. But
okay.
Here we go. We got Louis Lantz in the lead. Zextile, BMW, and Little with his C4 Corvette coming in. Louis Lantz doing a great job on the first outer zone. Getting to outer zone 1 is good. Outer touch and go 1 is fantastic. A little too from outer zone 2 as he is going to all the way that touch and go, being able to throw it out, transitioning. Bumper is hanging on for dear life as he is punting cones on the final outer zone.
Yeah, and it looks like he definitely was like, hey, I don't want to smash into somebody on this transition from outer one, touch and go one into outer two. So definitely give a little bit of space there, as you can see on this replay. Great job by Lewis, though, putting down a great lead lap, and I mean, sticking to his door. No joke, looking great. Love to see it. His bumper's still on his car.
Just barely. Oh no, it's clamped on. I don't know. He's always losing a bumper. Lewis?
I know that life. Thanks, KBD, by the way, for creating bumpers that can be destroyed and ran over. Without KBD, my car would have no bumpers.
And we end them switch sides. Lewis doing amazing things with his program. Also having a property in Tennessee, testing out his cars and getting situated. Look at the initiation he did. That float into that first outer zone was so good and lighting off that tire. Then the transition, and like you were saying before, Little does a great job kind of like reeling him in as much as possible, giving him enough room so when this fatal funnel transition, he could transition back into the pocket right here. Bang. Oh, great job from Little in the chase. But also, fantastic lead from Lewis. A little bit too deep in some zones, but that doesn't mean it's at zero. It's a little bit of a deduction. Spotter's probably letting him know that in his headset. And here we go. We got Little lined up in the lead.
Getting thumbs up for both the drivers here, making sure the judges are happy. And
here comes Louis Lantz in the chase. We're waiting for the lights to extinguish. When they press that button right there, our track staff, right, getting a radio feedback. They have headsets there that helps protect their hearing. So not only can they hear radio chatter through it, you can also get their hearing saved.
Yep. And Lewis absolutely killing it with this BMW right now, just showing why he's at the position he's in, putting it where it needs to be, putting out the smoke. They're revving those engines, and they're ready to go and take off. Switching positions, obviously. We're going to have the Corvette taking the nice lead. Let's go and see how Lewis does transition. Giving him a little bit of space, but oh, never mind. He's decided I'm going to go ahead and do some charging here. Just nice little throttle control coming on over, getting to this first zone, outer zone 2. A little outside with the Corvette, but Lewis sticking right into that pocket, throwing that angle, trying to match it, giving him space right here. You see how he slowed down right before so that he could go ahead and then stab right back into the power. Trying not to lose too much proximity. Misjudged it a tiny bit there. The Corvette gripped out of the corner, but overall, great run from both drivers.
Keeping it very kosher, going through each zone, real smooth. Going into that first outer zone, Lewis gets right there in a nice angle, mirroring angle. And then diving in on outer zone 2 is where I want to see. I think there was... yep, that's the correction you were talking about. Going in there, outer zone 2, trying to drill in to the door, then giving them that space in that fatal funnel, and then trying to dive back into that pocket. But here we go. We got our flag girl. Gonna point it out. And the and the judges are looking at the decision here, or the replays.
Going through these replays, the judges are going to take a chance to go ahead and really just dive into it. All three judges rewatching over and over again using the technology here so that they can go ahead and get a good idea on really what happened. And they're just trying to see if there's a definitive winner here. It could end up being a split, obviously. They do not need to agree with each other. They are three independent entities, but you know they're going to explain why they believe what they believe.
We have our flag girl dancing out there, getting excited to determine who's the winner.
Yeah, you give me like one of those batons with a little like string at the end of it. I'll go out there.
The batons with the string in it?
Yeah, it's like a stick with a string on the end. Interpretive dance out there for him. I think I could kill the time.
I think you could kill it too on that. Here's the side-by-side replay here.
So coming through, you see Lewis with the charging, not really consistent, but definitely showing to try to get that proximity coming over. When you see on the lead, the transition, Corvette looked a little bit closer there, but it's also different camera angles, so it's a little bit difficult to compare side by side like this. Both drivers fully believing that they did a better job, I'm sure. Or in my case, there's ones where we both point at each other and say, oh, you won that one, I messed this up. And then, no, you won it, I messed this up. And we're both thinking the other person won, and then when you get the win, you're like, holy cow, I won. Woo! I get pumped. When I win, I get pumped.
Well, luckily these guys are in the part of the seating bracket where they're just trying to get better positioning, so you will see them in the main show.
Yeah, no matter if they win or lose here, they're still going to be able to get in the top 32.
And it looks like it's going to be a one more time from this battle here.
So with a one more time, both drivers are going to be able to go back, change tires, fill up gas. They're going to do all that, and then they're going to go back to the line, and we're going to let the show go on into the next battle while they get that all ready. Here we go, same camera. So this is what the judges are looking at. They're trying to see who did what better. They're trying to see proximity, angle. So you can see the Corvette looked a little bit closer on their chase at the beginning of the transition, but then Lewis definitely dives in and gets it there. The Corvette mimicking a little bit, and then it's hard because I see why the judges went one more time.
Judges saw mistakes on both parts, so they want them to run it again so they get more concrete decision.
Well, they saw good and bad, you know, and both of them mimicked each other in doing those things. There was very little subtle differences, but not enough to definitively say yes to that. And a one more time could be a unanimous one more time from the top. It could be one person voting for Lewis, the other voting for Tyler, and then one person says one more time. That's a split decision one more time right there. So, I mean, we just get to see more drifting. Oh, no.
See that man right there with the yellow shirt? FLYDAY Drones? Yeah, you're on camera.
And he's not the only pilot here. We also have two additional pilots, and they've all been killing it. They work together and really just doing a great job, giving you guys a different angle and the judges a different angle to see this sport. Eventually, we're going to have some in-car from what I've possibly angles, so that'll be really cool too.
Man, now it's starting to heat up over here in Sebring. I'm starting to feel it. The wind is dying down.
But the spirits are high.
Here
it's historical Sebring.
Well, my spirits are always high here at Sebring, and whenever I can smell tire smoke and race fuel, I get excited. So,
nothing like napalm.
Jeez. Oh man.
Nothing like waking up to Kenda tire smoke and E85 or whatever.
Yeah, and the sound of red line synthetic oil hitting the oil pan.
Nothing's better than that fresh red line hitting a hot oil pan.
You know, they also do motorcycle oil. Like, you could use it.
They have all kinds of oils.
It's amazing. I used to use it on my Harley.
Yeah, I got to talk to them a lot in the off season, so
yeah,
it's really cool.
They're awesome.
They're good people.
Here we go. And we have a message from our sponsor here.
It's a Center for Hearing and Communication, making an impact in drifting. It is super cool to see them. I mean, honestly, hearing is probably one of the more important things next to, you know, your other senses. I know I went through vocational rehabilitation and had a lot of stuff with my IEP and everything, so it's really cool to see people taking care of it. Hearing is something you need to take seriously. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to hear any of this stuff. There's a donation and a QR code there, so you can donate today. Together, we can build a world where every voice is heard. Center for Hearing and Communications. Super thankful for them to support drifting. They recognize the hearing loss and hearing damage that can come from this sport that needs to be taken seriously. Wear your ear protection. I know you always have your little one wearing their headphones, so definitely an important thing to do.
Yeah, I'm very big on that, especially because I lost my hearing while I was deployed overseas in one ear, and I'm very big on making sure that my little one's hearing is good, as well as
it's a
other
priority.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, I have tinnitus, and it's tons of fun to hear a high-pitched or low-pitched noise throughout the day, all day, every day. It's great when you're going to sleep at night, and it's a nice quiet room. It's kind of like a dog licking itself. You just hear it, the high-pitched hum come through, and you're like, yay.
That's the worst sound ever. You could explain, and I could vividly hear it.
You're like, stop it! And they don't stop, and you're like, no, and I gotta get uncomfortable.
That's it.
I was just laid perfectly. You're never gonna be comfortable again.
Man.
Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness.
And if, for the viewers that also vividly hear it right now, that the sound of a dog licking, I'm sorry for you guys. And here we go. We got
should have said warning or something.
Yeah. You have Duarte lining up. So
I'm only seeing one car up there. What's going on, Tiny?
So Jonathan Porto, he was having some issues with his car. He had a buy run, so he will still be in the show, but he is unable to battle here. So we're gonna have Duarte here. Let's hear his beautiful BMW roll through us.
It looks like he's just going to go ahead and take his buy run. He crossed the line. He's deciding to autocross the car. He's had admirations of being a grip car driver, and I think he's just taking his chance to practice that. Little understeering into this corner, you know, into the fatal funnel, and coming around. That's not tire smoke. That is him hitting the flower. And, oh, there we go. A little bit of drifting. I think he's going to wait for the flag girl to announce him, maybe. Never mind, he said no, we're okay. And so he gets the win on bye.
Love Duarte. Duarte he's such a fun person to actually have a conversation with. Had plenty of conversations with them, being veteran to veteran, and he has a smile on his face whenever he's at the track. Unless there's issues with his car, like
he's a focused individual.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with him. But in Orlando, when he competed last year, I believe, he wasn't after practice. He blew a hole in his motor.
Good. That's unfortunate. I know when he looked at it, he was like, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Golly, that's unfortunate.
So I'm happy to see him running it today. Big BMW guy. And here at beautiful Sebring, got the palm trees. You don't see much wind in the air. Tracks are heating up a little bit. So I've been mentioning about the heat on the track as well. So when the track is hotter, how does the car like feel compared to if it's cooled down?
Yeah, so I mean, you got a lot of different grip settings. You kind of learn your data. You kind of learn, okay, on a hotter day, we're going to eat through the rubber just a little bit more. It's going to be a little bit slicker, or the tire compound's going to get slick, or on certain tire brands, you know, you get a little bit more grip from it at the beginning, but then it kind of fades out faster. There's just all kinds of little things that happen with time that you kind of learn. At this track in particular, a hot day, which thank gosh it isn't right now, but I mean, everything is sticky. The car is muggy. Everything's pushed to its, you know, point, and in that car, it's going to be another 30 degrees hotter than it is outside. You got an engine and transmission heating up to 200 plus degrees. You know, it's hard. It's hard on everything. Florida heat does not care.
You see
I'm
that?
enjoying this breeze. Sorry.
Yeah, this breeze is amazing. Now it was not. And now we're gonna get. We were gonna play this video earlier. We are having some audio issues, but let's hear from our man about the art of drifting.
Man, I'm excited to watch this.
Tire smoke and race fuel. I'm home. This is why I love drifting.
It's just addicting. Like the second you get in a car, there's something about the first clutch kick initiation that immediately has you hooked.
Control and chaos wrapped into one. Be able to see the progression, you know, getting closer to that door in front of you and being able to control the car a little bit more and seeing that you were becoming a better driver.
You know, I love the angle. I love throwing hella angle.
Fun Haver angle kit, header suspension.
Powered by a KA24 DEP. At full boost, and it's about 650, so you hang out with the big dog V8s out here.
This is character who has like raw potential, but that's it. And until he uses that raw potential against somebody that's better than him, he doesn't know that he actually can adapt to the environment that he's in. And that's where I'm at right now with my driving.
I've had to put myself in so many unfamiliar and uncomfortable territories to get to the point where I am now.
All right, guys. Well, that was a really cool word from Adam, the art of drifting. That was coming actually from the South Florida Fairgrounds this last couple weeks ago, where we were just talking about that event where you were announcing there was over 100 drivers. We had the Formula Kart, Crazy Kart going on. Really, really cool, and I love the insight. And he's not wrong. That is why we love drifting. You know, they're set up a little bit different. We're a little crazy, but you know, just like the cars, we make it work.
There we go. This is our one more time battle. Luis El Gato Lanz versus Jake Little.
And you guys can see there's racing in the background, actually, of
Yeah.
that shot right there, which is pretty cool. Luis Lanz, as we had said, absolutely been killing it. Tons of seat time. Really excited to see him still coming out here. I know he loves the seat time, and I know he loves hanging out and supporting this amazing event. We got Jake Little coming out here, which has been really battling his way up. He's got to go against some big hitters here, going against Colette and then Lewis. So, I mean, he has definitely earned his spot in that top 32.
And here he goes. Jake Little jumping the line so he could get closer proximity to Luis Lanz right here. Going in with a nice initiation from Luis Lanz. Going inside first out of zone. Punting 1, 2, 3 cones as they're going all the way to that outer touch and go one. Beautiful transition. Buttery smooth. Look at Jake Little getting nice close proximity but needs the correction on outer zone 2 as Luis Lanz is going to the touch and go. Jake Little is really shallow in line as they're going to this final outer zone. Luis Lanz doing a great job in the lead.
Man, that was all Jake Little on that one. Luis Lanz definitely put a great lead run in there, but holy cow, Jake did 100% say, yeah, I want to be as close as I can to him on this first outer zone. Probably the best proximity we've seen in full commitment, staying in line, even though, like you were saying, Lewis was punting those cones out of there, but still finding that proximity, coming through the transitions. If this is the kind of escalation we're going to see from him in 3 battles, holy cow, imagine what we're going to see later in the top 32. absolutely going through, complete smoke screen put out by Lewis Lands. He did definitely go quite shallow, like you said, coming into that fatal funnel. But in reality, he still held it together, held up the car just enough to get that transition out, and dived right back in on him. So
now Lewis Lance is going to be going in the chase here. Jake Little in the lead. Chevy Corvette versus BMW. American Muscle versus German Engineering. And they're getting a camera situated. And Lewis Lance's car, from what it looks like. Got the track staff out there. There he is. Now Lewis is ready. Jake Little is ready. Our one more time battle, second half of it. Lights are off. Jake Little in the lead. Lewis Lance in the chase. Jake Little going in with a nice initiation, clutch kicking into that first outer zone, lighting off those tires, going all the way through. Look at Lewis Lance bathing in the smoke, not even afraid as he is diving into outer zone 2. Great job, look at Lewis Lance, now reeling in the proximity, letting him know he is right there, keeping door to door, but falls behind, then transitions, and then dives right back into the pocket, but then falls behind again on outer zone 3.
Oh no, he had such good control and poise, which I was just about to say in this recap. Going through zone 1, touch and go 1, and outer zone 2, and then something at the end of outer zone 2, just an interesting line that he decided to take. He thought he was going to be able to stick to him, and unfortunately just did not stay on him the way that he was wanting here. Hopefully we can replay that section here real quick. So this is where he was on in this first outer zone, going into touch and go 1. Phenomenal job by both drivers, looking great, matching angle, getting good proximity, doing a really good job. Both of them foot to the floor. And then this is where that decision starts to change. You can see how he falls back in a little bit in the pocket, coming around and starts to almost over-rotate a bit. And with that, has to shut the car down, allowing that big gap to form. That's when he does that slingshot move to try to get that back. But then he's running into a car. He has to slow it down again, and that's why he goes off track. So unfortunately, I do think he put 2 off track in that chase. And in his lead, he was kicking off cones. So a lot of off track for Lewis Lands this last run.
Yeah. I was able to see Jake Little drive in Tampa during Fuel Fest. And then Lewis Lance was in Aruba.
Yeah, he sent his car down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to have done that. My 350Z just was not working with me. I got the opportunity to send the car down there, but could not make it happen. But here's a side-by-side, and we got the same camera angle. You can see that proximity on Lewis, but Jake Little definitely no slouch here either. Tons of proximity. Coming through the smoke, I think he does a better job than Lewis on that transition, but then right after is the big difference. You can see how he goes into a straight line, not following that angle like the Zek Nova car here does, but then the Zek car, huge issue with Lewis there on just almost over-rotating, having to slow the car down and allowing that big gap to form. So there's different points where each of them had a better part of their run, so the judges are just going to see which ones are more important.
I wonder what, well, we're going to figure out the decision here because of what was more costly, especially with Jake Little being really shallow in line, going to outer touch and go 2, compared to Lewis Lance pretty much almost parking it on outer touch and go 2. What's going to be more of the crucial? I think that's what they're probably having a conversation about. So
they're talking about a lot of points for sure. I think the fact of the matter is you have one driver that did put off tires, and we got to start going backwards to go forward on judging once it gets that complicated, and look at, well, instead of getting lost for all these small details, let's look at the easy big differences that we can talk about, and then start going into the minutia of those little things.
Layla's having too much. She's having a lot of fun with the flags out there.
Oh, the flag girl. Hey, she's keeping herself entertained. I'm actually doing the same choreography. We must go to the same dance instructor. I'm doing that up here in the booth, actually. So.
And look at Lewis getting out of the car, just talking to him, having a conversation. You know what's great about Lewis is he's very good on having conversations with either newer drivers or people that are wanting to go into the prospect aspect, and just giving them words of encouragement, especially with his social media stuff that he's been doing. And it's just he's has new property in Tennessee, so he could travel to each event a lot more efficiently. And overall, if you ever get a chance to like pick his brain, that's a perfect person to try to pick his brain here. And here we go, the judge's decision.
All right, wow, unanimous decision. Jake Little getting to move forward. What an amazing job there. And Lewis most likely out of the car, letting him know that, you know, hey, you got that. You're doing great. Keep doing what you're doing. Because in reality, man, Jake is doing a great job today so far. Haven't really gotten to watch him drive a whole lot, so this is really exciting to put a name to a face and a driver, you know?
Yeah.
Lewis is also always with a smile. He is a little critical of himself, but very much into okay, let's get the car ready for top 32. Let's go win it. You know, this is just seeding bracket, you know. So, but hey, maybe we'll get a redemption run here, and he'll get to go against Jake Little in the top 8 or top 16.
Maybe that could be a possibility in the main show. You never know. Drifting is like a very aggressive car gladiator battle. And you have to just grind your way up to the
My
top
name
of
is
the charts.
Maximus Aurelius.
Here comes Gabe and Brian.
Yeah, Brian, that is his car. It is a new livery, looking phenomenal. Brian absolutely trying to chase down Lightning McQueen. Ka-chow! Coming through, tons of smoke, absolutely filling in that touch and go. Coming to the second outer zone, both of them, full throttle, hitting the limiter, trying to find each other. Through the smoke, Brian almost hitting him, but able to shut down in time, having to reinitiate, unfortunately, in that chase position. And that means that Gabe is going to have the advantage going in to this next round, or this next battle.
Let's see his replay here. Does a great job lighting off those tires in the first outer zone. This is I feel like this is where people second guess themselves going to outer zone 2, where they don't know if they're in the right line or if they are getting that momentum, and unfortunately you have Brian correcting very abruptly in the fatal funnel.
He was doing exactly what he wants to do and be as close as possible, but what happens is when you're there, you're concerned they're going to loop, right? And instead of sticking in the pocket and going and following their angle, he backed out a little bit, took off the power, and it made the car straighten. Definitely not what he was trying to do there, but he was trying to keep him in the car safe, which is hard. It's a razor's edge out there, showing the control. We're throwing cars at 40, 60 miles an hour at each other, and, you know, going against each other, not working together.
Yeah. And here we go. We have them switching sides. Brian now leading. As Gabe
I'm expecting a big gangster entry from Brian here. He's going to try to make up for that mistake, and hopefully I'm not wrong. Tiny, go ahead and take it away.
Here we go. We got a nice correction on the initiation, and it looks like
Brian's having some issues with his car.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It sounds like he's having a little bit of issues getting into outer zone 2, being able to fill it out, but I'm pretty sure the judge is going to look at that very closely to see if the lead car
initiated properly. Let's go ahead and watch this replay, because that's what I want to know too. Because did Gabe just not have a chance here? All right, so off the line, Brian goes. Not a lot of angle. I would say that's going to be up to the judges, but I don't know if he was in drift there.
So something that people will probably look at too is they look at lead versus chase. When you're in the lead, you need to have a chaseable run, and when you're in the lead, you're wanting that chase car to get close proximity. You're giving them that opportunity. If you have a bobble or a correction and it forces that chase driver to over-rotate or just go offline or go off track, that's something that the judges will look at and see if that could be a possibility here. See them deliberating over there, pointing.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's... I want another angle, honestly, from that initiation, because from where I'm standing and the camera angle I just saw, it's difficult to know if Brian was in drift. And it looks like they've made a call over the radio to give it to George here. Or Gabe, sorry. Looks like the call went off the radio before we got to see it on the thing. But yeah, Brian getting knocked out for the seating bracket here.
But we will see him in the show.
Yep, Gabriel, all unanimous decision there.
Now we are at the final 4 of our seating bracket. Gabe is going to be going against Duarte. And now we have Jake Clark versus Jake Little. Oh, we're missing his Jake from State Farms.
Yeah, no, Brian's new car, though, looking really cool. Just looks a lot different than when I saw it over at German Autosports. He's over in North Orlando. Super great guy. BMW stuff, if you need help over there, he'll be able to help you out. And little connection on some tires, I think, too. So really excited to see a Hot Boy livery coming off that car, though. Definitely love my pinks and blues, my logo, you know, pink and blue. So
here we go. Jake Clark in the lead. Jake Little in the chase. Jake Clark going in a nice angle to that first outer zone. Look at Jake Little, though. Massaging the angle so he could keep the proximity and then dive right back into the pocket. Look at the dive. But then another correction in the outer zone, too. Jake Clark does a great job hitting the outer touch and go, too. Going into this fatal funnel, snapping that back end to outer zone 3 and filling it all the way out. Great job from Jake Clark.
yeah, no, so Jake going against Little here. Jake, I believe, was competing in clutch kickers. Was doing a really good job out there. I think that car has a quick change on it. Young driver, too, if I'm not mistaken. Going off memory here, though, I'm going to need to make sure. I was not really focused on other people's cars too much when I was at clutch kickers, but pretty sure he was out there doing phenomenal work.
We saw him doing that by run in the beginning of the seating bracket. Now we're going to have him tandem and chase down Little.
Mr. Jake Little. Yeah, no, Jake's definitely been putting on a performance today so far. Very excited to see how that goes in the top 32. With this, both of these drivers, great driving ability. Really excited to see both of them going against each other. This is something we could be seeing in the top battles later today. Little sneak peek, possibly.
A little bit. Here comes Little in the lead, and Clark in the chase.
Ooh,
Jake
buddy.
Little going in with a nice candy flick when he's at first out of zone. Look at Clark. Matching the angle all the way through outer zone 1. Jake Little does a great job transitioning into outer zone 2.
There you go.
And look at Clark. Trying to reel it in. Massaging the angle. Getting nice close proximity. And still lighting off the tires on outer touch and go 2. And then getting back on throttle on outer zone 3. Absolutely doors to the finish line.
Holy cow. Jake Clark absolutely showing what a chase car should be doing. What a phenomenal job from both those drivers. Without, obviously, that great lead, there was no way he could have been doing that. But, wow, the predictiveness, that's probably the best I've seen it come out of this touch and go into the final outer zone here. That's what we're looking for. Let's see that again. Like 5 more times.
Yeah,
Every driver,
insane.
actually.
You just... All right. Waiting for the flag girl to signal. Winner moves on to the battle of first and second. And the person that loses goes to...
Oh, there it is. Jake Clark getting the win. Absolutely dominant chase there. no question about it that I think that was going to be the direction that went. But what a person to take out. Taking out Little, which was doing just a great job, which just took out Lewis Lands and Colette Davis.
Now, Jake Little is not out of the fight. He can still podium here. He has to battle for 3rd place. And we're going to find out who he's battling, and as well as the other Jake. We'll figure out who he's battling for 1st and 2nd. So Jake Clark has a guaranteed podium spot here for the seating bracket. And now we have Duarte Viana. He's going against Gabe. As we're getting the tracks cleared off a little bit.
Does Gabe have a cool nickname yet?
It'll happen.
Ka-chow. It's like Lightning McQueen, man.
But that's copyright. I don't want Disney to come after me.
Disney's not coming after you, but
you never know. I go there a lot.
Then they like you. You spend money there.
Eh.
I don't go there. I got nothing to lose. Ka-chow.
Every time someone says that, I just think of the song "Life Is a Highway."
Life is a high. Oh, you guys don't want me to sing.
We can't do that either.
How many seconds of the song can I do before we get banned on YouTube?
You got right on that borderline.
No.
We got our media guy saying 3.
It's 3 seconds I can sing it. So life is a high. Oh, that was it. There it is. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you were on the border.
So if I like wait 3 seconds and then say highway,
you gotta maybe you have to dub it differently. You maybe slow it down.
Like Frank Sinatra?
No, like Johnny Cash maybe.
Oh, the Man in Black. I got to go to his museum.
Oh,
when
really?
I was in Nashville.
Nice.
Yeah, it's super cool.
That's the one state I always wanted to visit, in Tennessee. I was in Kentucky for a hot minute, but never got a chance to go to Tennessee to check out that.
No? Dude, if you want to get to Nashville, just, get on a bridal shower, and that's where they always go. So, just find a bride. Nashville!
I found a bride once, and it didn't end up right. I got divorced.
Sorry. Nothing I said was to make that happen. I'm so sorry. I was trying to bring this up.
Oh, man.
Never married myself. Never married.
I have that T-shirt. Been there, done that. Here we go.
Shaking my head over here. Goodness. So anyways, the weather.
It was beautiful out here.
Red line oil.
We're going to hear a little bit from our man, Adam Ginkel, in our short little video here. Here we go. We're having a little bit of audio issues.
Audio issues? No, sir.
On the video.
Oh, okay.
On the video, yeah. They caught the one line from the song you were singing possibly.
369 girl want to drink wine. I can't sing the whole song because of copyright apparently.
Yep.
What's up, buddy? So we are out here. Lovely Sebring. Got all the drivers going through. We got people over in the burnout box. We got Duarte and Gabe getting ready to go ahead and throw down at the showdown. They're trying to both fight right now to get into the first, to that final battle, or the loser going to be battling for that last chance, 3rd place. So let's go ahead and see. We're at the final 4 now. How we feeling, Tiny?
I'm feeling good. It's like we said earlier. It's beautiful weather out. Lately when we come out here.
What?
This beautiful weather out as I'm having a heat stroke.
I was about to say, what is going on? Tiny, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Okay.
here we go. Beautiful weather out here. Usually
Beautiful
is
cars.
hot. Yep, beautiful cars. It's usually hot when we're at this layout, but man, the breeze has been amazing. The water's been cool.
You have water?
Yeah, I got water.
You're getting paid?
What? Here we go.
So Duarte, man, absolutely been killing it here. He's gone through so many different iterations of car. He gets to build out some of the coolest things. I mean, every car is a Mona Lisa masterpiece coming out of the Drift HQ camp. And Gabriel over here, he's been driving this car now for I think 2-3 years, and one of the first 86s really before the trend started taking off was this build. So really cool to see, especially since now it's Shanahan's car and all these other drivers in FD are using the 86. And let's go ahead and see this BMW take off, though. It looks like Gabriel not getting the message that he needs to be driving with him. Like it's almost a sight lap for Duarte over here. And he's going to go through that first zone and touch and go, coming through into the second zone, ready and lined up, already on it with the limiter, filling it out, not lifting coming into that second touch and go, and said we're going to go ahead and make the transition a little bit later, finding that last zone and absolutely filling it out. Somehow Gabriel was even able to get close to him, which is a feat in its own when there was at least 7 football fields in between the two of them at one point.
Yeah, and Duarte out here just absolutely, like you said, beautiful Mona Lisa of a car, but just being an absolute just architect in the way he drives. And I think that's probably gonna be a nickname for him in the future. But the architect.
Oh my gosh,
man!
What's your nickname again?
Tiny.
Tiny? No, but like Tiny, the nickname giver. What was it? What'd you give yourself?
I don't know.
Trying to think of nicknames for everybody.
I'm like
Duarte's name can just be Duarte.
Yeah, but he's just an architect and everything he does.
It's gonna go to his head.
You know what? I'll high five him. Here we
He's
go.
gonna be like, don't call me that.
Here we go. We got Duarte in the chase. Gabe in the lead. Let's see how Duarte competes here. Needs an active chase here as he is going into that first outer zone. Gabe going into that outer zone. Beautiful fill out. Look at Duarte, unfazed. And what happened earlier?
No! Holy cow! Gabe's gonna go ahead and run down into this outer zone. Touch and go, finding his outer zone, and put out the smoke screen where Duarte just, for some reason, tried to transition, and the car did not want to do it, almost catapulting him into the wall. Everybody took a moment of silence there and a breath of panic. We were just talking how beautiful that car was, and
oh my
so
God.
glad we didn't jinx it. So let's watch the replay here. We see Duarte does a great job diving in, matching that angle and being consistent with it, holding it strong, coming through. And I was going to say he was in the pocket, and then right here just goes off on his own course. And thank goodness he was able to slow that car down in time to not go into the wall. That would have been gnarly.
He was going in hot.
He was cooking. Yeah, I don't know if he just lost it in the smoke or because Gabe did, I think, initiate a little differently than he has been, a little bit different than I've seen people going as well, getting into that zone. But seeing him fly out of the smoke like that at that full speed, that was a moment of caution there.
Ooh. I would not want to see any driver hit that wall
at that speed.
Or any wall. We had Leo that hit the wall in Citrus County, and he hit that wall hard. It scared me. But it looks like the judges have come to a decision. We're gonna let our flag girl know. Duarte Viana gets the win and moves on.
Yeah, big one there. Obviously, 2 not fully complete runs that we were just looking at there, but more of a run from Duarte on those 2, I guess. And yeah, they just went ahead and did that.
My goodness.
Yeah, unanimous decision there for Duarte to get the win. Still taking a breath, man. That was concerning. But the hunt is not over. Duarte does get to move forward to the final, but we are going to go ahead and watch our battle for 3rd place here. So they're going to let him change tires and head on out. Tiny, you're still thinking about it.
I'm still thinking about it.
Can we
scary.
get a replay of him almost going into the wall?
I wonder if we have another angle. I really want to know what happened. Was he lost in the smoke and then he dove and realized he was going off track, or was the lead?
Not really sure exactly. I mean,
golly, like that's the reason why I'm more. Look, it's just a spot where you don't see this.
He just didn't initiate when he thought, and by the time he had realized.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The pucker factor was real on that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but you know, we're looking at the car now. It's completely in shape, intact. Getting some new tires thrown on it. He's going to clear his head as a driver. He's going to go ahead and go through and just get ready. That's a hard one to come back from, though. Like when you're that concerned about something, and hopefully he's not gun shy coming back. He drives with some emotion here and really puts it together to get this podium finish.
That actually brings up my first conversation I ever had with Duarte, and we talked about our military experience, and I told him, like, when you're going onto the line, like, is it similar to like going on mission? Like, you can't just remember what happened in the past. You have to get back on it. I don't think this is gonna phase him as a driver, but I do see this like a wake up call, like, oh, that almost happened, and then he's gonna get back into it and fight through it. So he's very resilient in the mind, especially being a veteran, and it just that area, that power alley, it's a power alley. They had to get a lot of power to go into outer zone 2 so they could get the momentum going through, and diving out of the smoke and almost smoking the wall. That's where I don't like seeing people go off track.
No, I don't like seeing people go off track at all, but definitely was a concerning one there. I think he just mistimed it and got a little bit too much smoke screen on, and he was like, oh, he's going really inside. I need to still go further outside. And he just, you know, it happens. But, I mean, there's different ways to process that. Sometimes you just laugh it off. I know that's what I do. I literally just think it's hilarious. Or I go, oh, all right, we just did that. And then I can go right back out. It doesn't personally affect me.
Yeah.
But I think you kind of have to have that goldfish mentality as a driver too. It doesn't matter what just happened. It matters about what you need to do to correct it so you can go out there and perform. All right, so we're going to go ahead and shoot over to our buddy Adam here. We believe that we have fixed the audio. Let's go ahead and hear that beautiful singing voice here. Talk about that 350Z.
What's the difference between a drift car and a regular car, you might be asking? Well, I'll start under the bumpers. Under the bumpers, we removed the factory crash support and we replaced them with bash bars, a tubular structure in order to help with impacts. Next, we got a rear-wheel drive car and we put a locked differential in it, which means that both rear tires spin at the same time. And we have adjustable rear suspension so we can get our camber and our toe perfect for our tire wear and our grip. In the front of the car, the most notable part about a drift car is its angle kit. This consists of adjustable control arms and modified pickup points on the steering knuckle for maximum steering angle and steering control. In the interior of the car, we start by removing all the factory safety equipment, the airbags, the seat belts. We don't want anything flying in our face. We replace that basically with our roll cage. So this roll cage surrounds the driver and goes out to the doors to save you from any impacts. Then most notably inside of the interior of the drift car is the handbrake. The handbrake is only connected to the rear wheels so that you can lock the rear wheels up to initiate it or control a drift. Then we have the rest of our safety equipment. We have a bucket racing seat and a 6-point racing harness that holds you securely in the car. And then finally, we finish it off with a removable steering wheel for maximum control and slide. Well, we could get more complicated, but that's the basics. Have fun, shred tires.
More information about them. If you want to ad-lib later, you can.
All right, we are back here. Again, the car is all situated. Beautiful drone shot of the pits. And, whew.
Yeah, you're still reeling from it, man.
Man, that like, I love Adam's overview of the drift car, what he was explaining earlier. I was just saying that while we were watching the video, that's that is something I won't want to see anybody.
Yeah,
going into.
you don't want to see anybody's car damaged or anybody get hurt. And speaking of that, today's matchups are brought to you by the CHC, the Center for Hearing and Communication. It's a proud partner with U.S. Drift Circuit to raise awareness about the importance of hearing health. Go ahead and check them out at the merch tent and pick up some free hearing protection. I'm actually going to make sure to run down there in between this seating bracket and the regular one to go ahead and grab some because I never remember to bring any. I'm actually kind of the worst. I prefer to shoot suppressed as well, just because I don't really like putting on hearing protection, but it is super important. I catch myself going, huh? A lot more than I used to. So definitely check them on out, get some literature on them, and there was a QR code that I'm sure we will pop up again to show them off. But big thank you again for the CHC, that Center of Hearing and Communication.
Hearing cars go into the bob.
You know, you just did two things that made me go, man, I love my hearing, and then one that was like, you know, maybe I don't need to have hearing. First one was hearing cars. Yeah, dude, you love hearing cars. Second one that I was like, man, I don't want to hear this anymore, was you calling it the
bob.
Yeah, I'm over it.
It's the bob.
At no point I think that should catch on. It's worse than fetch.
Fetch?
Fetch. It's not going to happen. Stop trying to make fetch happen.
It's the bob.
No.
Here we go.
According to yeah, we're over here making jokes now with the the trailer now. So there's about a 60% chance that it could be raining later. I'll let you guys know.
Here we go. We got
Jake Clark and Duarte.
And actually, this is the third place battle.
Yep. So
it's Jake Little versus Gabe.
Huh?
Yep.
Oh, I can't read.
Jake Little
Or
versus
could I read
Gabe.
correctly and the wrong thing was on the screen?
Possibly.
Okay. As long as I'm not going super crazy. You know, I've been told I'm an older gentleman in the drifting sport, basically a grandfather, but not the godfather, as you like to see how I did that there.
Yeah, I like that.
Just trying to get you back to your nicknamers. What are we gonna call the pubescent teen that we have driving out here? He's been killing it out there, but I mean. Oh, here, let's talk about him later. Let's get on this.
We have Jake Little in the lead with that Chevy Corvette going all the way out. Look at Gabe, able to gauge the distance and getting right to the bottom. Oh, no. He was doing such a good job in the chase. Jake Little does need to complete this lap in order to continue on in this battle and get an advantage as Gabe straightens out and drives through the track. Jake Little finishes off at that line.
Not going to lie. I was watching drifting, I swear, but the drone guys came in like bombers, and like in sequence, flew next to each other, and were maybe like half an inch away from each other, and like I don't even think they like freaked out at all. They were just like, yeah, this is normal, doo-doo, and I felt like I was in like one of those recap Ukrainian videos where they like hit a tank or something. Sorry, is that not the thing to talk about?
We could have just said it was Top Gun, like Maverick.
Oh, no, that would have been way better than what I said.
Yeah, a little bit better.
Dude, the drone footage, though, that comes out of that is crazy. That was awesome, though, seeing those two just doing? Like Star Wars in front of me, man, with drifting. I'm having a great day.
Here we go. We got Gabe in the lead.
You want me to take over on
Jake
this
Little
one?
in the chase.
Little
going into that first outer zone. He's struggling with that initiation, but able to get that accurate angle going through. Now going to outer zone 2. And nice fill out going all the way out of outer zone 2. But Jake Little is trying to find them and get through that line. And now going to that final outer zone. Jake Little is having some weird lines going from outer zone 2 to outer touch and go 2. He's always going shallow.
So it might just be the way the car is set up. It might have a little bit too much forward grip at angle. So it's just really how you set up your car. And with him having that power, it's really hard to dial it, because if you come off the power, what's going to happen is it's going to want to straighten in those positions or snap over. So he's really trying to balance on that razor's edge where he wants all that grip, he wants that forward bite, he wants that charging. But if he's not matching the angle perfectly, what's going to do is it's going to put him on the inside line, which is shorter line to the same point, which allows him to get closer, but he's getting too close, and that's why he's having to shut down the car and causing those bobbles.
Well, here,
I don't know if we're going to be announcing.
this is the third place battle.
So do we announce that on the track? Or?
Normally we do.
Cool.
And then the first and second place battle, if the judges have come to a decision, we'll get them all three out there, and we'll announce those. Here we go. And we have our flag girl dancing in the wind. And it looks like Jake Little gets the win for third place. Now, we have our final battle here. Jake Clark versus Duarte, the Architect Vienna. Kind of like that. Kind of like it.
If you keep saying it, it will stick.
And you know what?
So we got Jake Clark and Duarte coming on in.
Da Vinci won't ring off the tongue like Duarte, Da Vinci, Vienna, like, you know, Mona Lisa. But I think the Architect will fit. He does a lot of good stuff with the Drift HQ and the LZ compound, building a lot of parts. He also does a lot of manual labor stuff around the complex as well. So I think Architect might fit. Well,
Don't force it.
I'm selling it.
Are you trying to buy yourself? Or
I'm
what's
trying to
going
sell
on?
you
Who
your
are you
extra
trying to
car's
sell right
extended
now?
warranty.
Who are you
Here we
trying to
go.
sell?
Our battle for first place. Jake in the lead, Duarte in the chase, as Duarte is trying to see where he could get back into that door of Jake, and going into his outer zone 2. Look at Duarte, bumper to bumper combination, absolutely maniacal, using that left foot brake, and you hear the roar of his engine as they're going to the outer zone 3. Beautiful fill out for both drivers. My goodness.
Duarte is absolutely locked in. He is ready for the next battle. He is not even middle of the battle. He's like, all right, what am I going to do? Like, he wasn't even there. That was crazy. He was there on top of me. He was just mentally like, okay, let's go to the next thing. He turned around and stopped. First thing, ready to roll around.
Man.
Jake Clark was like, hell yeah, good run. Where's Duarte at?
You're right.
Hopefully his car is okay. He looks like he's looking inside his car at something. Maybe something's wrong with the shifter or a hydro issue. He is holding down on his foot brake right now, going around, going under. Ooh, I think he grenaded his transmission.
No.
Is that what I was just hearing, or was I hearing it from somewhere else?
No,
was I hearing that metal?
No, that was
noises?
that was,
Okay,
that was
somebody over there. Okay,
someone's
good.
Car.
Holy
Sorry.
cow! I heard that and I was like, but I got headphones on, so.
Yeah. Well, this is why we make sure that the Center for Hearing is partnered with us to make sure our hearing is good.
Huh?
Exactly. Here we go. We got Duarte in the lead. Jake Clark in the chase. The second half of this battle. The first place position in the seating bracket. And then we have the main show later on today. You have Jake Clark pulling up to the line. Duarte zoned in. And the lights are getting ready. Duarte is locked in. Locked, cocked, ready to rock with that BMW Drift HQ livery coming in to this first outer zone. Look at Jake Clark getting
Wow.
super close proximity in the initiation, and Duarte is unfazed. cold as steel. The Architect is going to outer zone 2. Beautiful angle, a little bit too deep. Now he's lighting off those tires. A little bit of the e-brake going into outer touch and go 2. Oh, mercy, the angle from that BMW going to the final outer zone. Duarte, the Architect, Vienna.
Jake Clark putting it together. Absolutely amazing job with a big mistake, but a great correction. Able to drive back in. What a good job.
The judge is going to look at a side-by-side here. And we're going to look at the replay here. Look at this. Look how aggressive Jake Clark goes in the beginning of that first outer zone.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Look at the proximity Jake has on him compared to Duarte. Where you can see where he comes through and just initiates, and just that snap transition doesn't have the proximity coming out of the zone like Duarte did, but was able to find the pocket right back in there and come around and follow Duarte's line. Duarte did take a little bit shallower line than he did, but that great slowdown to charge, I mean, great showing of control. He just stayed in the pocket. Jake just stayed in Duarte's pocket just a little too long there, coming in to that second touch and go.
I also am thinking like Jake Clark couldn't have that close of a chase if he didn't trust Duarte.
Oh, for sure.
So Duarte is a very clean lead, and I love seeing it. It's just how committed he was on outer zone 2. That's a struggle for quite a bit of drivers out here in this layout. And when you just see him light off the tires, maybe a little bit of a correction with I did see a little handbrake jab, but it still was setting him in a nice angle to get to outer touch and go 2, and then he just slingshotted in that fatal photo into outer 3. It was great.
The Jake had better proximity in moments. I think that he fell further back though in moments too with corrections, and it's really going to come down to the judges on what they're looking for.
Yeah,
and those were both two very different but similar scoring from my unprofessional eye, professional eye. I would have to say that they have very similar points.
I could definitely
if you were
see
to just have those do 2 solo runs by themselves and were to look at those runs like they did, that's going to be a hard press, and they must be looking at the lead runs then, because chase for chase, I feel like they're pretty even.
Yeah.
I think Duarte was a little bit more consistent though. But the aggression that was shown over by Jake in that initial initiation, it was great. I don't know what to tell you. I liked watching that battle. Honestly, you know what? This is Dustin's. One more time at judges. Just do one more time so we can see it again.
One more game.
I think that's what the fans want. I think that's what I want. So I'm voting one more time.
The Piner's smiling at us.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We see your pearly whites.
They're all shaking their head.
I see you smiling too, Harry.
That wasn't towards me, was it?
No, it was to me. I was.
Oh, well, it looks like the judges have made a decision as our third car does come out there. So that's Jake Little that got third. Did an amazing job. A very tough bracket to get through to get into that position. So he should be very proud of himself to get on the podium and be next to those two guys there. Jake Clark center with the yellow car. Duarte HQ green as always.
Looking
big
fresh.
smile I can see all the way from over here.
Look how fresh he.
Should I be down there? Or is Chris Jackson going to announce this?
No, they want you down there. Whoa, man, he didn't hit his head on the tent this time. Oh, Duarte is over here, and that's Sarah going across the screen. And it looks like Jake, and Duarte.
Duarte and Jake.
Duarte and Jake.
Jake and Duarte.
Jake and Duarte.
I do like that there's different chassis up here.
Yes.
You know, not a 350Z in sight.
And you know what's awesome? Like, all these guys are just like chill, cool, calm, and collected. You got a smile from Jake Clark there, just waving at the camera. Judges are deliberately, and they're going to be giving the decision here. Duarte is just posing like a smooth criminal over there. Yeah, yeah. I see that smile, Duarte. Got you to smile. Yeah, stay hydrated. Everybody, make sure you're drinking water.
Man, Jake Little looking sharp out there with that new fire suit on, man. Looking good. I like the green. I like the color scheme going onto the seats, too. Love to see some style on these cars.
You know what, we should get, if Duarte likes the nickname Architect.
I think he's enjoying his water right now.
Yeah. He can we get a camera on Duarte? Oh, he thumbs up on it. Yeah. Duarte,
no.
the Architect, Vienna. Yes.
Golly.
It's been approved. Duarte approved.
I mean, we got Smoke Daddy, and now we got the Architect. So
That, you know what? If you look at his livery on his BMW, the carbon with that green, only an architect could do that, you know? But we're waiting for the decision here. Looks like is that Bill, the Godfather Stinger, running over here? You run marathons. Can you stop running? I think Dustin is getting word. All right.
all right. The judges have taken a long time to deliberate, but we are now hearing who won. Okay, thank you. All right. All right, guys, in third place, Jake Little absolutely killed it. Congratulations, Jake, piloting that Corvette. And the newly nicknamed Duarte the Architect getting first place, winning in his beautiful carbon BMW. And absolutely killing it. Jake Clark coming out of nowhere, absolutely beating up on some of the harshest competition we have out here. Cannot wait to see them in this top 32 bracket. May everybody give them a big round of applause. All the competitors that competed here. Cannot wait to see this top 32.
Man, and later on, we're going to have that top 32 going, and this was the seating bracket. So they're placing in specific positions. They're going to get that bracket dialed in, and then the judges will give them a little pep talk. But this was an exciting experience here at Sebring for US Drift Circuit Round 1, presented by Redline Synthetic Oil. Duarte doing burnouts. We're going to show you a highlight reel of the seating bracket. So thank you guys for checking in for us and US Drift Circuit seating bracket. We'll be back here shortly for our main competition, our top 32, to see who wins and gets points in this championship season.